Who's in here in time to take a picture?
Good morning. I don't know if we're live. Good morning, y'all. How are y'all doing on today? It's the Couples Lounge, y'all. I think we live. I can't tell what's going on this computer. I hope that your Saturday is no. I hope your Saturday is going good. All right. We are live. I don't see no comments, so I don't know how this. We're gonna just rock and roll. I'm your girl Candace. This is my husband Ramon, and we are the dynamic duo of the Couples Lounge show. Where we do this every Saturday at 9:00. Ain't nobody doing it like us,
Cause they ain't us.
And so we're here to talk about love, marriage, and relationships. Y'all, we just want to be a vessel. Y'all, we've been married 19, well, it ain't 19 years yet. We'll be 19 years in July, and we have had our ups, our downs, good and bad, highs and lows. We wrote a book. Somebody should have told me. Marriage, do we really know what it's about? And so the Couples Lounge show is a spin-off of the book. And so we come here to offer advice, suggestions, information, telling you what somebody should have told you in hopes of building up the marriage union, helping couples get through those valley times and navigate this whole journey towards forever together. And then for those that are single, of course, we bring content for you all, because for us to be with people, that's how we're hardwired, to be in connection with people. And so not everybody wants to get married, but more people want to find that person to spend forever with than not. And so that's what we do. And so we also are relationship coaches. Y'all come on in. And so if your relationship is in crisis, or y'all just want to invest in your love, you don't want to wait till it get to a crisis moment, which many people do. They wait till it get to a crisis moment before they reach out. But you know, the crazy thing about that is people wait till they get to a crisis moment individually before they are committed to change. It's like God gotta talk to you real good. As my husband said yesterday, tap you on your shoulders. We wait till we get to those moments before we reach out and seek help. So we do relationship coaching if you need it. If you want to take your marriage and your relationship to another level, you want to get out of that valley moments and get to where you got peace, where you got love, where you got joy. Not saying you don't have disagreements, but your being is different. And so you can go to www.calendly.com in order to book. Y'all, I don't know what's going on. I like talking to y'all. So the fact that I cannot see no comments, it's going to bother me, but I'm going to make it through. You ready, baby?
Yeah.
All right, so today's conversation, which I probably should have told y'all that at the beginning before I even started doing all of that. What do you do when you get to the point that you feel like your marriage is over? What do you do at that point? And so that's what we're going to talk. Don't do that. That's what we're going to talk about on today. What do you do when you feel like the marriage is over?
Well, I see them.
I don't know.
No, I'm telling you, I do.
Oh, okay. So good morning, everybody. Good morning. I guess we're going to have to keep up with what y'all saying via the phone. So what do you do when you get to the point that you feel like it's over?
Right.
Do you work it out? Do you commit to working it out despite like your spouse is like, I'm done, leave, get out, over? Do you keep fighting? Or do you just respect their wishes? And you like, all right, I'm going to leave. Do you go to counseling first? What do you do when you think it's over? And so that's what we're going to be talking about today. So like y'all always do to the Couples Lounge, follow us. Make sure that y'all talking to each other, talk to us, give y'all input, give y'all advice, because we just one unit. And so we all working together to build up the
I was trying to cut your volume down.
Okay, so outside of abuse, like I'm never gonna condone abuse. And you know what? I saw a post. I don't know if it was in Married Chicks group or where, but it also talked about emotional abuse. I think more people are quick to leave when it's physical abuse,
right?
Because that's outer and it's easier to detect versus emotional abuse or verbal abuse. And so I'm gonna say,
what defines emotional abuse nowadays? I mean, I think that word is thrown out so quick.
Mm-hmm.
What is emotional abuse? How do you know you're being emotionally abused?
I think from what I've looked at, it stems from or starting from verbal abuse, because those two, for me, I didn't even realize there was a thing called emotional abuse till maybe like 2 or 3 years ago, when I think we was doing some show and I was looking up different types of abuse, and it had emotional, physical, verbal. Like I knew verbal and physical, like I knew those two, but I didn't know emotional abuse. So it's like emotional abuse and verbal abuse can kind of be tied into it. You using your words to emotionally, you provoke toxic emotions into somebody. You project it into them, how you show up, and it makes them feel unsteady emotionally by your words and the things that you say. Just like we was talking about on the show the other day, emotional abandonment, where you're not, like parents can emotionally abandon you because they're not there for you emotionally when you need somebody to talk to. Oh, whatever, go on with all that, you crying, and then you emotionally abandoning me. So to emotionally abuse me, like I read into it was just talking about how your spouse makes you feel. And so that comes from emotions, how they make you feel versed on the things that they say to you. So your verbal abuse can cause emotional abuse, so to say. Okay. And it's like a lot of different things, and I didn't take the time to bring that to the show.
Oh, my bad.
But I'm always curious as to how can somebody get married and within the first year or two, I'm done.
Yeah. Ooh, I ain't never got it.
Outside of abuse, I don't get that. Like either you got married for the wrong reasons and you thought marriage was going to change them, or they changed drastically when y'all got married. Or what are some other reasons that you could throw in the towel and be like, oh, this ain't, or you didn't even realize what marriage was about to be about. You thought it was going to be just all gravy, all love, no ups and downs when you got married. And then when you start hitting challenges and roadblocks, then it's like, I'm done. And it could be infidelity. You expect when you go into it that life is done. And then once it shows up so quick in the marriage, like we only been married a year or two and you already cheating, or we've been married 6 months and you already cheating. Like you never really gave that up then if you are already doing it. So, I guess those are reasons. What would you say?
All of those, but I think the main reason, I don't think people really truly get an understanding of how marriage works and how marriage is. Mm-hmm. And then when you get in it, like, whoa, it ain't just peaches and cream. Whoa, wait, it ain't just good times? Oh, hell no, I'm done. I ain't dealing with this. And boom.
Okay. So that was just a question that came into my head. But what do you do when you think it's over? So I've been reading, I've been looking, and there's a lot of stuff that is going on in marriages. And when I say it's across the board, it's across the board. It ain't just Black people. Right. It is all marriages. So if you were experiencing in your marriage, I guess I was under the assumption, and I guess this is just me kind of being naive, you just don't think certain races or whatever have to deal with that. It's like, but why? Because we all people. So that was even for me that was kind of
silly,
naive for me to even think that.
Yeah, it was kind of crazy.
So
kind of crazy.
Do you fight for it?
No.
How long do you fight for it?
Yep.
So we're gonna give you some scenarios.
Okay.
This is something I was asking Mom right before we got on. When it comes to a man being lazy, because I can see that being a reason a wife may be like, I don't want to do this with you no more. You lazy, you don't work, you don't help around the house, you don't help with the kids, you sit and you watch TV, you sit and you play on the game. And that is all you do. And yeah, you might go to work and come home, but other than that, you do nothing. I asked him, is laziness a sign of depression when it comes to men? The lack of desire.
What would be the difference with men and women? Because everything you said, women do the same. Men can have a complaint about women do the same. So why is it depression? Is it depression for men and not women? Because to think women are not lazy, women don't do nothing, men don't complain about their wives doing nothing.
No, I'm not. It could be.
I'm asking, do you think?
I feel like I'm gonna say this. I feel like depression or laziness can be the outgrowth of depression. Laziness when you basically a symptom.
Okay.
A symptom of depression. That desire to not. That's when people go into depression, they don't want to do nothing. They don't have the urge, the energy to do anything. So yeah, I can say it definitely works for women too. Because if a woman is just coming home, she don't want to deal with her kids, she don't want to deal with her husband, and she just want to be in her room. I definitely believe laziness can be a form of depression. I know it is. But if we may say it as laziness.
But the question I would have, you telling me you didn't see that before you said I do?
The laziness? If they didn't.
All of that, you saw none of this before you said I do.
And the thing about it is we do see things. But we see things before we say I do. But we think the I do is going to change it. Oh, that's a whole word. That's a whole word. When you think the I do is going to change him.
Oh, wow.
When you think the I do. And it should. But if you don't really realize what that I do mean, and if you're not going into marriage for the vows, for the love, for the commitment, for the everything that really, and the crazy thing about it is a lot of people don't know what that I do really means.
No.
You just looking at it as we finna get married. We just doing something. Being married is a way of being. It is not just doing. It is a way of being. And people don't get how you have to be when you get married.
Wow.
And so yeah, that's a whole word. Look, I gotta take a note on that. The I do. So I think going back to what we're saying, the laziness and definitely you see it, but you don't acknowledge the red flags, or you just still in that infatuation stage and it's not really there. But when people stop and really think about it,
right,
you can now go back and say, I saw it there. But you didn't see it.
Right.
Because love, I get the whole meaning of love can be blind. Your infatuation, your heart is overlooking like all of that kind of stuff. But I definitely believe, so wives, if you're looking at your husband as lazy, and I truly believe just because of how society look at men as supposed to be the providers, as the protectors, all of this, when you are lazy, that puts your wife in a whole nother she doesn't feel secure. She does not feel secure.
I totally agree, but it puts the man in the same spot when you look at your wife as being sorry and lazy, who don't clean, who don't take care of the house, who don't do all of this. Men look at women in that role. So when she doesn't do that, man, I got a sorry woman. She don't clean this house. She doesn't keep this house.
But I don't think a man will leave a woman because of that. Whereas a woman will leave a man because I don't feel secure with you. No. I feel
you don't think like, a man will leave the house because she's sorry and do nothing. Oh wow.
I don't think a man will go to the level of filing for divorce as long as she not disrespectful, long as she, she still has that love she's about loyal. Her. Yeah, but, I don't think he will leave. But a woman that has a lazy husband, she don't feel secure with him. He's not a provider. A woman will file for divorce.
Women gonna file for divorce quicker anyway.
That's why
70% of the time, I looked this up by the way. 70% of divorces are initiated by women.
Right.
So men don't just necessarily file for divorce, even if the woman is cheating. It doesn't matter.
Now that's probably out the 30. The other 30 is probably for that reason.
Because you're telling me only 30% of women cheat. I'm not buying.
No, I'm saying that's gonna get us all over.
No, I'm making the point. Men don't file for divorce no matter what she does. You just
when you think the marriage is over, and we're talking about laziness when it comes to okay.
What?
I guess then I'm thinking from a woman's perspective. Yeah, women are filing for divorce. Okay, so that's my spiel on the laziness part. Is laziness a reason to get a divorce? Consistent laziness. Say it's 10 years into your marriage, and it ain't changing. Laziness remains.
Yeah, like you just flat out refuse to get a job. You flat out refuse to. Man, I don't think I need to do nothing. You got it. Wait, what?
Right.
That can carry you for so long. After a while, I can do bad by myself. After a while, if your mindset is, I don't care, I'm not changing, you gonna do this, then without question, it can cause a person to say, you know what? And chunk in the towel. Going through hard times and you going through maybe a bout of depression or doors are getting slammed in your face and you're not, not motivated, if you will, but flat out refusing. Oh, no question that'll make a person, hell no.
So I want to say this, wives, if you see that your husband is lazy, don't look at it as just lazy. Try to see if it's really something deeper than that. I always believe it.
I would say the same to the men. Let me say that because men ain't the only one being lazy. There are. I didn't say you did. Can I bring up the other side?
Okay, come on, baby.
Men do the same. Seek what is wrong with your wife. If a woman refuses to clean, cook, do anything, there is something seriously wrong with her to where she thinks she has to do nothing. So everything she said, I would feel the same way for the men. I'm just pointing out both sides instead of just focusing on the men. I just want to point out the other side.
And I would say, and then too, you have to know your spouse as well, because some people look at the whole picture. I would say that is it really laziness? Look at the whole picture. Like, okay, he go here, he go there. He do rip and run here and there. So is it just lazy when he at home? Do he dedicate his time to other things and other people? So maybe it's not laziness. Maybe it's just when he come into this house, this is just how he feel. But he can rip and run with his friends. He can go to the gym. He can go have a good time everywhere else. But when he come home, it's a different story. So I would say that laziness, really look into that. So when you think your marriage is over, what do you do? That was just a point I asked Mon earlier. And so when I've seen this a lot.
What's that?
One person want to try to make it work, and the other one is saying, let me go. Let me go. I'm done. I'm done.
Bye.
So,
Bye.
How long do you make it work? How long do you try? You have, if I got to the point
if you tell me I don't want you, I don't want to be married with you, I would have, baby.
But what if you have done, say for instance, you have done things. You have violated the marriage. You have, we're not getting along. Not just on some.
I will fight. Mm-hmm. I will fight.
Okay.
I will fight. I will do what I can to a certain point. Then at a certain point, you have to face reality.
When do you think for you will be at that point where she keeps saying, let me go. I want to leave. Let me go.
Ooh, that's a tough one. I don't know. I will suggest counseling first and foremost.
Okay.
Babe, let's get some help. Let's seek counseling. If she flat out refuse, then I would try to, I would turn into I would start to date you again. Mm-hmm. I would do all of those things.
But she don't want to date. I'm not going on no dates with you.
Okay, I'm sending flowers. I'm writing notes. Mm-hmm. All the things that possibly I wasn't doing, I would do. Mm-hmm. The things that I know she really loves, I would do all of those things. But I'm not going to just say, forget it. You don't want it? Okay, all right, I'm done. No, I will fight. Mm-hmm. But after a while, you got to face reality when that is. I think each situation is different, if that makes sense.
Okay.
Because don't nobody know your spouse
What if they hit you with this, like as you was talking, hit you with you should have been doing that before. Now you want to do it, it's too late. You should have been sending flowers. You should have been dating me, but you was out doing this, that, and the other.
Well, baby,
do you keep going?
Yes, I would try. Mm-hmm. I would try.
I would say this. I know it will be difficult for somebody to constantly realize their change. They're constantly trying to put in the effort.
Yes.
And it keeps getting blocked.
Right.
I can see how you're trying to still stay in it, but in your humanness, you can respond. And the thing about it is, you try to do what's right.
Right.
They ain't trying to hear it. And then you kind of have a moment where you resort, man, I'm trying, and you didn't. And they, see, that's what I'm talking about. You ain't changed. Just like, it's not that they haven't changed. The realization is it's hard. Rejection is hard. And I get it. Thanks. I felt rejected when he was out there doing this. I felt rejected. I get that. And so now you should see when he responds or she responds in a certain way after the attempts to win you back.
Right. So you have to be patient.
Who?
The person who's trying to win the other one back.
You got to understand the hurt that you done caused.
Yes, especially if I have caused hurt. Mm-hmm. I didn't just cause this pain in one day.
Right.
It was a combination of things over a period of time. Yeah. So I have to understand it took days, weeks, months, years to get her here. Yeah. So I can't be willing to, I will forget it then. Mm-hmm. After a few days, after a few weeks possibly. How you reject the person is the key too. Mm-hmm. If you're being blatantly disrespectful.
And sometimes that hurt causes you to be blatantly disrespectful because it's hurt.
Yes, I get that. But that'll make a person throw in the towel a lot sooner. Mm-hmm. Or you being physically abusive, or you just saying F it in our regards. Mm-hmm. You living a single life and not even consider being married.
But I told you I don't want to be with you no more. I'm asking you to let me leave. So I done already started shifting to.
And if you're acting single and you're being disrespectful, me personally,
that's when it's over.
Yeah, you're not gonna be disrespectful to me, period.
But then you're gonna get disrespect. If you have hurt somebody, how they respond to you, I'm sure it's gonna feel disrespectful.
Absolutely correct. Then there's levels to it. There's levels to it. There is. They will help you. Calling me out my name, not coming home, blatantly talking to other people. I'm not taking that disrespect.
Okay.
I'm not taking that disrespect.
For you, that will be a sign that she is really done.
You're really done. If you calling me out my name, refusing to live like you're married at all, yeah, you know that wouldn't.
I think you have to gauge, because you know your spouse. Although we can change our spouses to be something that they have not been before, based on the hurt that has been caused. But I would say this: when you're trying to determine when do I stop fighting, I think you have to look and see, is there any glimpse of hope still in your spouse? Yes. Like, how is she really responding to me? Can you filter through what's hurt, or has she really checked out?
Because everybody's breaking point is different.
Of course.
It's different.
Of course.
Kimberly said, some men want out, but in many cases, the woman doesn't want to give her husband to another woman. Some women are taught from older women, don't let another woman steal what's financially yours.
Oh, my goodness.
Miss Gamble says, your action must match your talk. Chris said, you can't just walk the walk, you got to talk the talk.
I want to go with whatever that first one. I think it was Kim. Yeah. That's another thing. When a man is telling you he's done, but you refuse to listen. You don't want to hear that. No, I can't believe. And I saw this on Instagram. A judge, they was in a divorce court. Okay. And the man, I think it was divorce court, so they had to be married. Yeah. The man was basically like, I'm done. I don't think they was married, but in relationship, and maybe it was soon, I don't know, parental custody or something. Right. But the man had wrote a letter and basically was like, I'm over this. Yes, we started out, we were rocking and rolling, but I'm no longer invested in it.
Oh, that's P.I. Kim is P.I.
And she was just like, the woman was like, well, I don't understand how he's just saying it's over when we was just together, or I don't understand when everything was good. This is my first time ever hearing him say that. Oh, wow. And the judge was like, I don't care if this is your first time hearing him say that. He is saying it.
Yeah, that's a shock. That you realize that what type of blow that is? That's some Emmitt Smith stuff. Emmitt Smith said he was completely shocked. It came out of nowhere. This is according to him. It came out of nowhere. His wife hit him with divorce papers, who was married to mom. He was like, I didn't know. I thought everything was gravy. I want a divorce. Huh? In that case, where this woman, you know how hurt and how, what do you mean you're done? We went to the movies Friday. You're done, Sunday?
And because some people in the relationships and they not being true to themselves and they not being true to the relationship and they just going through the motion.
But it will be hard for that other person to give that up. It'd be hard for me to accept no.
It might be hard to accept no, but you're going to have to get...
No, I ain't got no choice. If you're done, you're done.
Right.
But you know, it will be... If I just hit you, Kevin, I don't want to do this no more. I'm done. Like if I literally told you that this evening, yes, you will walk out, but the questions...
where it come from.
Like, what? Yeah. You are going to want to seek answers from me.
Yeah. Exactly.
We've been in it 19 years.
But some women don't, like, men are telling them, I agree with everything you just said. In the cases where the man is done, because I've read, situations where the man comes home, it was infidelity, and he then created another family, he came home and like, I want to be out. I want to leave. I want to go. Like, what do you do?
Yeah, I'm never coming.
What do you do? And it's been women. I'm done. I no longer want to be with you. I'm involved or interested in somebody else. Ooh, and I'm done with this.
People might get hurt in that situation. If you've been married for a long time, I can't, but especially a long time, then you come out like, look, I want to be with Sheila. Mm-hmm. You might get hurt. I want to be with John. Mm-hmm. I don't necessarily agree. Don't tell him that though. I want to be with another person. I wouldn't advise it. Just say I'm done. I don't want to be with you. Don't get beat up over it.
You gotta be willing to accept when someone says they are done.
Precious said there's always a telltale sign. I agree. I totally agree. If you look back, more times than not, you see trouble in paradise, unhappiness, if you will, but you're not necessarily thinking
done. And I'm gonna say, even with Emmitt Smith, a lot. I
bet if he looks back now, he probably sees signs. He saw signs.
The thing about it is, men,
they've been married for 20 years.
Men be missing it. Yeah, but the woman be trying to tell you, I need this to change. I want us to start doing this.
But y'all talk so much.
Men put it on the back like
y'all talk so much.
That ain't nothing. You nagging. Oh, you tripping, but I've been talking to you. I've been asking you for this. Jesus. I've been asking. I've been telling you we need to change. This gotta change. You can't be traveling all the time. And they not being attentive to what is being said.
At times, most men are not very observant. We're not. Women are observant.
Quit talking about she nagging. You better be listening.
Women are observant of
everything.
If you no longer brush your teeth at a certain time, what's going on? Oh, Jesus, I just brushed my teeth before I go to bed now. I mean, good Lord, I'm sleeping with you. What's the problem? And men are not. We're literally, I don't know. Did God truly make us this way? Why are we slow like this in most cases? How we're not observant, and why are women's just so tuned into every darn thing
That's how God made
does. Good Lord.
It ain't just what you do. It's with our kids. It's at work. That's just what God has given us to. That's why when you get a wife, you get a good thing. You get a good thing.
Yes.
Because we are different from y'all. And that's another thing. Being willing to accept that we are different. And we're different for a reason. Just as human beings. Chris. And then come into it that your personality is.
This is what's hard. Right here. Chris, you said something powerful. Mm-hmm. Chris said, but I also learned from my mom and dad, sometimes no matter how hard you try, no matter how much you love each other, sometimes love isn't enough. Oh, I don't care how much I love you. If you're done, you're done. You could know I love you. You could know.
And I love you,
but I don't want you no more.
Sometimes the hurt be so tough that
before they get there,
get to the point of it's over.
Yeah, I could hurt you, but I gotta reach you. And you gotta see some change. You gotta see something in me before you reach the breaking point. When a woman's fed up,
and I think when it comes to what Chris saying, love isn't enough. A lot of times. The woman, I feel, probably still does love him, but the hurt is so much worse. The hurt is so much more powerful.
Girl.
That loving you isn't worth the pain no more. Loving you is not worth the hurt. So I do love you, but I gotta love myself more.
April.
I gotta love myself more.
April says, it's easier to pretend something isn't happening than to come to the reality that it's over.
Yep. Ooh. And that's how you get stuck in marriages for 10 years. Pretending you don't know what you know. Ooh. Pretending you don't see what you see. Because you know once you acknowledge it and speak it out your mouth, now you got to do something. Someone just act like I don't see it, or I don't know.
I think you can reverse or you can prevent the breaking point.
Mm-hmm.
If the person truly sees a change in you, and truly sees the change and realize this woman, this man truly values and loves me the way he or she should have from the beginning.
So it ain't always got to be over.
Right. Okay. If they see that and consistently see it, you can prevent them from getting to that finish line. But if you on some male chauvinist or you on some, whatever, that finish line is getting closer and closer to them. Because once they get to that finish line, you may change. You can change, and they can see the change, and that will hit you with some. You're gonna be good for someone else, though. Oh God, no.
You're no longer good for me.
Right? No, not somebody else.
You all are tuned in to the Couples Last Show. I'm your girl Candace, and this is my husband Ramon, and we are talking about what do you do when you get to the point that you think your marriage is over. Do you give space?
Yes.
Space.
Girl, I recommend it. Hell yeah.
How does the space look?
I'm just for the sake. I ain't leaving the house. I'm not leaving this house. I don't care what you say. I'm not leaving the house. If you want somebody going, you're going to have to go. And I'm going to talk you out of it. But I ain't going no damn way.
So when it comes to
and space, I ain't leaving the bedroom.
You saying don't.
I ain't leaving the bedroom. That's
maybe for a night, maybe a couple of nights, a week,
a night. Okay, I'm not leaving the bedroom. I'm not leaving. I'll leave the bedroom because I'm mad at you and I don't want you touching me.
But you ain't gonna leave because I need some space.
Nah, I ain't leaving the bedroom. I ain't me personally, no.
But what if that's one of my requirements for me to see if I want to?
Now you gonna hit me with that?
If I want to, that's because you have hurt me and I just don't want you in the bedroom.
Then I will comply.
Okay.
To be honest with you, I will. If they need space to think, to get their mind together, give it to them. Because if you force the issue right now, their mind is saying leave. Their mind is saying F you, F this marriage. You don't want to force that hand. So if they need time to wrap their mind around things, okay, I sleep in the other room for right now. But I say get back to the bedroom as soon as possible. Physical touch is something else.
And that's why people don't want you in there, because I know if you be by me, I give in.
Physical
so I gotta put up a boundary.
Yeah.
Because if I let you back in right now, it's like I'm sometimes sometimes the love be so powerful, but your mind is like telling you, showing you what you see. Your heart is saying another thing. And so that's another reason I think people ask for space, because I know my heart may draw me back into this bad situation.
Precious says, how long will it take to be forgiven?
That's to
each situation.
Let me tell you something that I was reminded of this week. A lot of times people say it takes time to heal. It takes time to heal.
Precious.
Hold on.
Okay.
I would say this. Insight heals, not time. Insight heals,
girl,
not time.
Girl.
And I was like, but people have made...
Say it one more time.
Insight heals, not time. Because I can use time and people will look up and you mad and you ain't forgiving somebody and it's been 10 years and 15 years. It is because of how you're still holding the hurt as to why you cannot forgive it. So once you can have another perspective on your pain, then you can start the healing process. As long as you think the pain was injustice, as long as you think the pain was a violation or mistreatment, you're going to hold it a certain way. But if you looked at your pain as God was trying to tell me something, God, they did it to me. Yeah, they did. I was hurt. Let me acknowledge that I was. But what is God trying to show me? What is God? Because emotions, that is just internal communication. It's just telling you something is going on, something needs to change, something ain't right, or something is right. But it's how we hold our pain. So that's why I ask couples or ask people, why are you choosing not to forgive them? Why are you still holding, what are you still holding on that's preventing you from being forgiven? And a lot of time is how we hold our pain. And I'm going to do this video on my personal page. But
she's a life coach, by the way, in case you don't know.
if you saw it, guess what? It's how you look at it. So the pain, I'm reading this book that's amazing. Amazing. And it was saying, when we give birth to a child, that's pain. Excruciating pain. But we don't look at that pain as betrayal. We don't look at that pain as this baby did this to me. We don't look at it like that.
True.
We look at
Some
it as...
do when they gain weight.
We look at it as it's a part of the process to birth this beautiful child.
Right.
And so we hold the pain differently. We hold it differently. So how are you holding the pain? How are you looking at the pain?
Girl, you speak it.
And if you keep blaming somebody, you blaming them instead of just saying, I'm hurt. I don't care if it was you. I don't care. That action right there hurts me. What is God trying to show me? Maybe God is trying to show you, you need to start standing up for yourself. Maybe God is trying to show you why you didn't speak up. Why did you stay in this situation? Why do you keep going to those same places where people are doing this, that, and the other? It's holding your pain differently. Insight heals, not time.
I look at it from different fronts. I look at it, God could be using this situation to make you a stronger, better man, stronger, better woman. God could have used this situation to cause you to go through this hurt, to make this man or this woman see it and realize what they've done and make them a better, stronger man, woman. He could be using you as a testimony for the next man, woman to be, not to go through this, and to be a better person. All of that could be true. Which one? I don't know. But I said that because of two things. I'm going to say this.
And we're going to get back to talking about space.
Precious said, but if a guy needs space, a woman would think he don't want to be married anyways. Men can't win. I totally agree. And more times than not, in my humble opinion, if a woman needs space, I need time, I don't know, we have to accept that and give you your space. But if a brother tells you, a man tells, I don't know, I need time to think about this, I don't want to be in this house with you, you immediately think other women. He trying to go do this, he trying to do this. We can't win in that situation more times than not. And in actuality, he truly may need the space too. So that's a terrible situation for a man to be in. Crystal said, it has taken 10 years and now my husband wants different. I don't know if I should have left a long time ago, but I do appreciate the effort now. I would say to that, if the effort is there now, accept it and use that. God, what I just said, he might have used that to get your dude to the place where he needs to be. At times, it is sad to say for most men, we don't know what we have until we damn near lost it.
Well, I would ask this. Do you think oh Lord, hold on. I'm trying not to go too fast. My mind is thinking 100. Do you think you could have done so much that even the effort at this point
could be useless?
Yeah.
Yeah, of course. Of course it can. But what did I say? And I didn't even know this was before this was written. I said, but if my changing and you see the effort and you see the change in me, I can get you to not get to that point. If you're not at that point, me changing can help you not go there. That if you already there, ain't nothing I can do. I can just do it and try, and if you throw in the towel, well, down. Okay. But me changing before I know you got there can help you make the decision. Okay. Let me give Ramon another chance.
What I was gonna say to that is why, I would highly recommend we don't wait till we get to a point of no return to get counseling, because sometimes the pain and everything that we've been through, it's like, I can forgive you, but I've been hurt so much. Like, am I willing to risk us going back down that road again? So I would tell this to any couple right now who is going through whatever. Get help now. Don't wait till it get to the point where somebody is truly at the door to seek it. Yes, if y'all are there, go ahead and do it. But what I'm saying is try to get ahead of the game, because certain type of hurt, the hurt from your spouse, and if it's years and years, man, that stuff takes toll on you. And it depends on what all you have been through too. And so going back to what Crystal is saying, like, she don't know if she stayed too long, stayed through too much. And like his effort, I would say the effort is never in vain for that person. So if you do get to that point and you changed and you became better, know that it's not in vain. It just may be the end of the relationship, but you are now a better person, period. You're a better person. And so I think it's a win anyway. Okay. You saying no?
I don't know about that one. Physical and emotional pain. Physical versus emotional pain, physical scars. There's evidence of wound and of healing. Emotional trauma takes self-inflicted healing. You have to take charge of your own healing, not automatic. Miss Gamble said, I understand space, but why leave the house? Been doing that. I ain't leaving the house.
And so I think it's based on what that space look like. Some people feel like I got to leave. I think it depends on how.
You left one time.
I did. I thought that I was done though. When I left, I was in my head, I was done. Done. He didn't have to leave. I'm leaving.
I wasn't leaving.
I'm leaving. Because I thought I was done.
Really? You was done?
I was done. In my mind, I was done, and I was not playing. I was done. It just, I'm going to say it happened at the wrong time, but I guess it happened at the right time.
What?
We had our family trip already scheduled for the next weekend.
Right.
And I knew my kids was looking forward to that trip. And so I'm like, and I told him, I'm going to go on this trip, but don't be thinking you about to get on. Don't be trying to do no lovey-dovey stuff. We going on, this is for these kids. And that's why we going on this trip. And that trip saved us. Because if that trip had not have been scheduled, I don't think we would be sitting here today. I don't think we would. Because I was done.
Thank God for the trip. Thank God for the trip.
And the crazy thing about it, it was like, the reason I left, I do believe it was something, but he said it wasn't nothing.
It actually wasn't. And that was the most painful part. Stuff I could have done, nothing, don't know anything, it didn't happen. But for something I didn't do, don't leave me for that. Not for that. But I didn't do it. Damn. That was God. Oh my God.
But because of his previous actions, I didn't believe him. And so, he was about to lose his family off of some stuff he said he did not do.
Honest, I can see her. I can admit it. If I did it now, I can tell it. I didn't. Lord Jesus, I did. That's the crazy. Oh man, I ain't gonna lie. Losing you over something I didn't do would have stuck at that. That'd hurt.
Do you think that changed you? Changed you? Was that the final moment? I don't know what you was doing at that time, but do you feel like that situation changed you to really be like, I almost lost her for real? Let me get on.
No,
because I don't know if we've had any situations after that.
That was before counseling.
No, that was after counseling. That's why I was done. Like, we done went to counseling too, and you still? No.
I can't remember if that was the turning point. I don't want to sit here and lie.
I think it was like that year, like when we was in recovery mode after camp. Like, we were getting it back going.
Okay.
Because I think about a year or two after counseling, we was back. We was back licking. It was like we did counseling, but then we had to get rid of. We got
married at 25.
We had to get rid of the residue of the hurt. So it was like after counseling.
You think we got married too young?
No.
I do.
You do?
I think I did, but I think it was blessing, a blessing and a curse.
A curse.
I ain't gonna say a curse. It was a lesson learned, so I'm not gonna say curse. It was good and a bad. Can I explain? Get the frown off your face.
Come on.
Me being married so young was a bad thing because I wasn't emotionally ready at that age. I don't think.
You didn't know what the I do was about.
I didn't. I had no clue. I just seen my parents, your parents, so I'm thinking, oh, okay, yeah, I can do that. Really not having a clue what it was. But I wasn't ready, but I think it was a good thing for the simple fact, if I would have came here and been single, living in the city, had my own place, doing my own thing, I think I might have eventually wandered out too far to where you would have said no. Not that I wouldn't have came to you and wanted to. I think you might have been, wait, you? No, I'm done with him. So that's what I mean by that. So relax. Relax, partner. Does that make sense? Like
I guess what you saying that, because I've said before, like how my dating life went, I felt like I went from one serious relationship in high school to a serious relationship in college. And so if I looked at it from that standpoint, if I would have like just taken a break when I said we got married to, but I still would have been with you.
We was together, so what?
Right. I would have still
break up.
I would have still been with you. So
yeah, we would have been together.
I think that is the one thing that I wish I would have done. I wish I would not have been into two serious relationships like back to back. I didn't get an opportunity to date. So, but no, I don't think we got married too young.
25 is pretty young, though.
It is young.
Pretty young.
I think it would have been really powerful if in this. It's just, of course, it would not work like this. If we would have got married with the mindset that we have now, or that we've had over the last 9 years, like our marriage would have been amazing. But I can appreciate the journey. I
wouldn't have had that mindset at that age. I was fresh out of college. I just graduated.
You didn't have that mindset at that age.
I said I wouldn't have.
You didn't. It wasn't no.
Okay, come on. Space.
Space. So. All right. Somebody said don't leave the separate households. Just don't talk to me. What about just not talking to me? Oh, we have 5 minutes left. So what does the space look like? I think sometimes you do need space. Just to, that's when I think space, I think stillness.
I'm just going to say space. What's space for you? Because space for Precious, space for P.I., Miss Gamble, Crystal could be different. What space for you?
I think when people are asking for space, it's asking, give me a moment to think. Give me a moment to think. Do you think
most women will want space in the regards of not having the man in the house?
Not necessarily.
Or would you think most women will want him in a different room, but just not in the bedroom? But at least I know he's here. Mm-hmm. Or do they need, like, what? I need to get completely completely away from this dude?
Oh, most.
In general, of course.
Most.
Ladies that are watching, what do you think? In the home, or do you think most women will want the man completely out the house?
I would say when I get to a point of asking for space, it could be out of my presence. So it could be at the house. Probably at the house.
You don't want to see me.
Because I think even when we first had our first bout of infidelity, when you left, I think I asked you to leave.
You did.
And so space, because it's like I need to clear my head. And what you hear, I'm seeing you. I can't think straight. Definitely if I still love you. You know what I'm saying? I need a moment to think. Because when you imagine this, y'all. You got a water with some glitter in it, and you shake it up, and you know how that glitter is just spinning around. When you're in toxicity and toxic stuff, that's how your brain is like it's just you can't think straight when you are in hurt and toxicity. And so that space is like it just reminds me of meditation. Like I need to get still. I really need to get still so I can figure this out. Do I still love him to where I want to be with him? Is it over? I want to operate from a clear mind. Sometimes that space could be, I ain't in a good place and I might hurt you. So I need you to, because for real, I don't know what I might do to you. So just, even if that space may be, can you just go stay somewhere for the weekend? Sometimes people are asking for longer than that. But what I would say, my advice would be, if you need space and you need him to leave and y'all trying to figure it out, I would not recommend an extended amount of space. Time away from the house. I wouldn't recommend that, because when you're in a hurt place and now y'all ain't together,
right? And
you people are spewing out hurtful things. I can't stand you. I want to be and they not operating from their heart. Really, I just think it's dangerous to be away for an extended period of time. I just think about both of the times where one of us left. It was like, I'm gonna call them divine moments, were put in place, because when you left, our first infidelity situation happened after we had been married a year, so between year 1 and 2. But when you left, Tennille and Pepper was getting married, so we had a wedding, and we were brought back together because of that wedding, and he was able to talk to me.
And I never forget how your daddy looked at me. I knew he knew at that point. He had a smirk, smile, like,
oh, did I tell you?
Yeah, you did. And which was cool. I wasn't tripping. Yeah, I trust me, you did.
I might have told my mama, yeah.
So of course. Which it wasn't he just had a little old smirk, smile, like, yeah, Negro. And I was like, oh, damn. I'll never forget that. That just stood out to me.
So I guess God.
Precious said, out the house mean out the heart. Ooh. Ooh. P.I. said, completely out the house. No sex or nothing. I can't lay down with you when you've done certain hurtful things.
Yeah.
But in my opinion,
I will say space could mean I need space of we can't be intimate with each other.
Now, I get the intimate part, but leaving the house, I'm just not a fan of that.
Yeah.
I'm not a fan of get out or I'm leaving. I'm just not a fan of that. You're, in my humble opinion, you're asking for trouble. Now, if you thought I was being unfaithful,
it opens more doors.
What? You're really gonna think I'm being unfaithful.
And then what happens when they do come back is, so what was you doing while you were separated? So now you gotta go through that.
At least if I'm in the other room or in the bedroom with you, but not touching you, you know where I'm at. Because if it's for infidelity or you thinking of infidelity, let him go out the door. Let her go out the door. Your mind gonna be,
Yeah.
That's just my humble opinion.
Yeah. And so, who leaves? We're gonna end it with this. Who leaves if somebody feel like the marriage is over? Is it automatically the man? Or is it whoever is requesting the divorce? So if the woman comes to the husband and say, this is done, I no longer want to be here, I don't want to be with you, it's over, I want a divorce, is she the one that should leave? Because she the one that's out, and he like, nope, I want to work on it. I ain't going nowhere. Who leaves?
Free game. I learned this at the cigar lounge. I did. The cigar lounge that I frequent is it's older. Mm-hmm. Older brother. I mean, and I said this before, but the average age is probably 50, 55. It's really an older crowd, and mostly men, of course. One man said the judge, he didn't leave. And by the fact that he never left the house, the judge didn't give her the house, didn't give her this, didn't give her all of that, because he was still an occupant in the house. But the moment you leave and stay elsewhere, you forfeit a lot of assets, and you forfeit a lot of things in the court's eyes. So if that's in question, don't go nowhere, brother. You stay right there. Don't go nowhere.
I have read that. I've been learning a lot. I've joined a lot of more marriage groups. That it is a such thing as the judge looking at it.
That's true.
Looking at it as abandonment. Yep. You abandoned your family when you left the house.
Yeah.
And it was just like, what?
Yeah, that's what I said.
I was like, wow.
Don't go nowhere, brother. I'm telling you right now. You heard it on the Couples Lounge. Appreciate your boy.
It is considered abandonment.
But honestly, that is true. Second.
So that means y'all got to stay until the divorce is final. Y'all got to coexist.
Yes, it is final. That way everything is on the even playing field, because once you do, you forfeited some stuff. Me personally, if I got kids, we have kids, it will be easier for me to just find another place. And I'm just thinking as Ramon.
Does that mean you're going to leave the kids with her?
Yes. If this house is something she wants and something she can maintain financially on her own, then I will leave, and it will be beneficial for me to just go, then have my wife and kids, find another place, go live with her mom and dad, and I'm staying in this big old house. No. I'll leave. If you can hold it down, and if you tell me I don't want to stay in this house, all right, well, cool, I got it. But if this is the place she wants and we have kids, for me personally, I'm just speaking on myself, it'll be easier for me to just pick up and move myself and then have my kids.
And you need to help pay the bills still.
No, I'm not doing that. I'm not doing that. If I leave, the courts are going to tell me what I need to pay. If that's what you're saying, understand, I have to pay rent elsewhere. So if I'm paying rent elsewhere and bills elsewhere, what I did financially here, I can't do
to that level. But
to that level, I would do something. I'm not gonna say F you and the kid. No way in the world Ramon Tuck would do that. But what I was doing, no, I'm not doing all of that.
But some people get mad when they're saying they want it to be over and the other person refuses to leave.
Right. Well,
it's like,
be mad.
Yeah.
Ain't nothing you can do.
So if you really want to leave that bad, you're going to have to be the one that leaves. So whether it's the wife or the husband, if you are the one that's filing for the divorce and that other person refuses to leave, you might have to be the one to leave the house, get your own apartment.
I would be funny, but brother, don't go nowhere. But if it's truly over, I will sit and talk to you, babe. It's over, I get it. But right now, until it's done, I'm going to stay in the guest room.
So you don't get that abandonment title?
I'm not getting the abandonment. I'm going to stay in the guest room. We'll coexist. Let's be respectful. Let's be adults about it, if we can. That's how I would handle it. But if somebody got to go because it's that toxic,
it should be the brother.
I will leave. I'm not leaving my wife and kids squandering for some place to stay. As a man, I would feel like a piece of crap. Me personally, I would not do that to my kids. Ain't no way in hell I would do that if it's that toxic.
So for you, it ain't about her. You're thinking about your kids. I'm thinking, and I'm trying to make a point with that because a lot of times, men or whoever we get, or just adults, we get in our feeling about us, and we don't consider that part of the kids, whether that's staying or leaving.
Right.
Some people stay in a marriage because I just want this work, and it's toxic on the kids.
Right.
All day long, and we don't think.
That's why we got to be adults. Let's talk, because I'm not going nowhere. Let's talk.
So we gotta coexist.
Let's coexist. We can work out schedules of, okay, this is the week you'll go out, weekend we go out. The kids are of age where they need babysitters. Let's work this thing out. But we're roommates now for a short period of time. Let's go through the divorce, but let's try to be adults about it.
So, just saying this: if you are the one that want the marriage to be over, you might have to be the one that leaves. If the other person is like, no, I want to work. I want to work on it. I'm not leaving. I want to work on it.
But if you don't want to get screwed over in the courts, you better stay put, my brother. Stay put.
You all are tuned into the Couples Lounge show. How do you gauge when it's over? I don't know if that should be the somebody should have told me moment, but that's something that I had at the end.
Go ahead.
How do you gauge if it's really over, or are you just hurt right now and you're acting out of hurt?
A person's actions and time over time will tell you if it's truly over.
Yeah.
After something happened, emotions are high.
Yeah.
So things can be said, things can be done out of emotion. But after time, when the emotions subside and get back to normal, if they're still on that level and still saying the things like that, then that'll give you a better indication, in my humble opinion, if it's truly done. If I'm saying it in a good place, in a peaceful place, and not an emotional state, because that emotional state, I don't really know. So time, and then you know your spouse. Nobody knows your spouse like you do. So again, I think time will let you know that, and their actions over that time will tell you, okay, I might have a shot here, or it's over.
I think mine will be, how do I know if it's really over, if I really should walk away, if it's done? I think when you are no longer connected to that individual emotionally, mentally,
I disagree. Physically, that can happen over a period of time. We wasn't emotionally connected.
I'm saying once you get to that place and you are sitting still and you realize,
and we were there. You telling me we wasn't there at one point?
Yes, and we got counseling once we realized that we were. I think we were still physically connected to each other. We were still. I'm talking about collectively all those things, because I can still be physically, but
no, you can't. Shut up. You just lied.
What you mean?
You just lied. If we in that space, you don't want me to touch you.
But I was still having sex with you when we was in them bad places. I not all the time, but it was still those moments where we were like making love. You know what I'm saying?
Making love.
We were too.
We were doing something else.
And that too. But we were not disconnected on all levels.
Yeah,
I think once you are no longer connected.
If I can't touch you, I can't have what? Yeah, that's gonna be
And I'm not talking about like I'm having sex, but I'm mentally not there. Like that's still not connected physically. Like if I can still be with you with sex, then I feel like it's still something there. If you have the ability to disconnect,
I think
some people do.
Yeah, men can. I think more women are able to just keep sex as sex, and it's just a physical act in that regard. and get their heart and emotions out of it. Nowadays, I think women are doing that more too.
Okay. But I think to really define if it's over, really, and like he's saying, not going off of emotions, but when I am in my still place, how do I really look at you? Right, how do I really feel about you? And if I no longer have that emotional connection, like mentally, like I really don't care to talk to you, not in an intimate, we friends, but I don't look at you as my husband in that role anymore. Like I really am disconnected. I'm really disconnected on all levels. And I know if I continue this marriage, I know I will feel like a roommate in a wife role. If you are there, and you have been there, like you really have sat with it, and it's been some months, and like it's just really for you not shifting, it might really be over. Right. It might really be over for you. And I truly think when we get to that place, we know, like, now, could it be a divine intervention that happens that change it? It could be. I would say, because I really thought I was over. I wasn't.
You wasn't leaving this country boy, girl.
Let me say this. I felt like it was over because of your act, but I was definitely still connected. I was, because we was doing good. Right. It was like, okay, I loved him. Right. We were still vibing. We were in a good place. And so the
devil tried to break it up. He knew what was coming. He saw the couple lambs coming. I got to stop this. Damn it, I'm not going to let them help nobody. So he threw a lie out there that got my baby really in her emotions and tried to get her to leave over a lie.
There wasn't no lie.
It was a lie.
Situation.
Well, I didn't do nothing, so it was a lie.
Mm-hmm. So I would say I was leaving because...
You wasn't leaving me.
I was leaving because of the situation. I was still clicking with him on all 4 levels, but it was like, oh, you did this? I want to walk away. I'm leaving because of the act. It wasn't how I felt on the inside. Right, so that was another reason I think we were able to come back together.
Next week, I don't know if we're having. I have to work, so I don't know. Have you might?
I don't know you just told me this yesterday, so we'll decide what it's gonna look like. Y'all, we have went over by 15 minutes, but I hope you all enjoyed the show. Somebody should have told me moment. What do you do when you think it's really over? If I could sum it all up, I'm gonna say fight. Do what you can. Go to counseling. Talk to each other, try to date each other, but most importantly, go seek support. Mr. If Robinson, you have not. Get help. Brother. And then after that, see if you can get, once you've done your, whether you do 5 weeks of counseling, 8 weeks of counseling, 6 months of counseling, whatever you feel like works for y'all, and you have fought for your relationship, get still and make a decision. But I'm going to definitely say fight and try to stay in the house versus leave.
I'm pretty much similar. Pray. You have to pray. Both of you have to pray. And I would say fast as well. Seek God. I mean, truly seek his answer. Seek him. God, help me in making this decision. Because when you get married, you do something that's pleasing to God. So if this is something that's pleasing to God, and this is the woman I'm supposed to be with, or the man I'm supposed to be with, Lord, help me make a decision in this. So truly seek him for one. 2, do it if it's not a toxic situation to where verbally, emotionally, physically abusive present. Do it in the house. as you stated. Again, if it's verbally just too toxic physically, then you may need to separate. And then you still pray and fast. But if it's not there, try to be an adult about it and just, do it while you're in the house. And if it is something you feel God is, okay, I'm supposed to be with this man, I'm supposed to be with this woman, seek help. Especially in the Black community, we don't go get counseling. We think it's taboo or negative, if you will. Go get help. There's no shame in fighting for your marriage. It's no shame if it ends. We're going to go down swinging and getting help as we can. All the help we can.
And that whole thing, I
didn't
want to
interrupt while I was doing mine. I almost hit you in the back of the head. So please go get your counseling if you're going to fight. Both of you come to the table with open minds, open, humble heart. Look, babe, I love you. I don't want it to end. Let's try this. And if it doesn't work, at least we know we tried. One last thing. Hit the like and subscribe button to the Couples Lounge YouTube page. I just had to tell you that. We don't say that enough. Hit the like and the subscribe button to the Couples Lounge.
Is it a like on there?
Yeah,
it's a subscribe and a bell to get notification.
You gotta hit like on it.
On the video.
You gotta hit like. Listen to me. You don't listen.
You don't.
Listen.
And I was gonna say something when you were talking.
When you try to interrupt the brother?
Yeah.
Come on, I gotta take some notes.
What if you forced them, you got married to somebody that you wasn't supposed to be married to?
Ooh, Lord have mercy. Girl, that's a whole
nother show though. What do you do then?
With that?
What do you do then?
Oh,
when you
married the wrong person. Wow.
And you saw all the flags, God is like, no, not this one. No. This is not the person for you.
Oh, wow.
I think when we do that, then we just got to deal with what comes with that. We deal with what comes with that.
Oh, wow.
But you still, you get a whole lesson, you get a whole journey, you get a whole experience still. I'm going to look into that. Is your marriage still... I think the marriage union is still covered and sacred under God, although you didn't marry.
Chris said you won't go nowhere. Somebody got to keep this fool on the leash.
So,
hold on, Chris. I know you. She don't.
Okay. So that's just a wondering that popped in my head as you was talking. So we do offer couples counseling. www.calendly.com/we-will-win. If you want a free discovery session just to see and get out of that, I don't want nobody to know our business. So we ain't going to get help. So you just going to keep suffering. Yeah, you're going to keep suffering because if you know.
Keep your counseling a secret, okay, but
not
to seek help.
Right. Stupid. That's what I don't want to talk to nobody.
I'm not calling nobody stupid, but that decision is stupid.
I don't want them to know our business.
No matter who you get help with.
Look. If you knew how to do it, you would have been done it. So get somebody that can help you, that is trained, certified to help you work through it and can give you some skills and some tools so you ain't got to suffer no more. You know? Does that make sense?
It does.
All right. So y'all have a good Saturday. I don't know how we're going to end this video because for the simple fact, I don't see the buttons on the screen. So I don't know how to end the video. How do we end it? Oh.
Slide it over.
Okay, hold on. Let me see something. Hold on, y'all. I'm about to work with. Oh, I don't know what's. Okay, let me go down.
Go slide over.
Oh, what's going on with this? Well, how do we end it though?
Oh, my baby.
Slide it over again, baby.
You did that. I didn't. Oh.
Oh, why is it going that way? What if you hit stream? Okay, so how do we get it?
Go there.
Okay, there we go. I don't know why it did that. All right, we figured it out. Bye, y'all. Why did that do that though?